What it do, man? It's your boy Battle Truth coming to you live and direct from the Battle Truth headquarters. Let's get right off into this, man. I want to talk about this Casanova indictment thing. So Casanova was indicted along with 17 or 18 other people under the RICO law. For those of y'all who don't know what the RICO law is, that's a law that was put in play to get rid of and eradicate criminal organizations, gangs, mob ties, and things like that. That those who are involved and those who you are involved with, like say for instance, you know me and I'm involved in criminal enterprise and you're a part of my gang and my mob. You can get indicted under the RICO law for having the knowledge of that and also aligning yourselves with my organization, what I'm doing, even claiming it by name, block, street, you know what I'm saying? Colors. You can fall up under that RICO law. Simple as that. So when y'all be claiming these gangs, oh yeah, I'm this, I'm that, I'm this, I'm that. You fall up under the RICO law and they can indict you up under any indictment that they indict that gang or mob up under as a result of your affiliation to it. Now, Casanova was indicted. He went on a run because they hadn't caught him. You know what's crazy? The feds went to Twitter and put out a tweet and told Casanova to turn himself in. Ain't that something? Ain't that something? Back to what I'm talking about in the Vlad situation. Using social media right along with everybody else. Do you know that y'all thousands and thousands of friends is actually them? It's actually them too. Like y'all done befriended the whole unit. The whole drug and gang DEA task force unit is your Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube friends. Monitoring everything you doing 24/7. Playing on your ignorance in your age. Now, let's just get on some real stuff. So he get charged and he go on the run because they hadn't caught him. He turned himself in. I'm going to keep it 100 with you. If the feds indict me and they ain't caught me, you're going to have to catch me. I'm not turning myself in to go do life. Well, I'm going to do it anyway. And me turning myself in ain't going to give me no credit. They still going to raise my bond to the point where I can't pay it or deny me bond. So regardless to what, I'm gone, so I might as well enjoy every day out there that I'm free. So I'm not turning myself in. I'm just keeping it real. Not me. I ain't trying to be honorable to the judicial system well, Your Honor, he did turn himself in. So could you take that into consideration? Yeah, I took into consideration life. 20 years. Thank you for making our job a lot easier and we have to come look for you and stuff like that. But no, ain't no way I'm turning myself in. I learned that the hard way. Hell, you catch me, you catch me. But I ain't trying to put myself in that situation to be caught. Well, I have to turn myself in. So he turned himself in. Then he charged with these cases. Now, he has 6 wiretaps on him with other electronic things that's on him too, yet to be revealed as the case is just beginning in the court of law. Now, he's a part of the gang called Untouchable Gorilla Stones. The Untouchable Gorilla Stones. Where it's crazy. I'm seeing people online talking about, I'm looking into his case. His case is actually weak. All they doing is showing a gun that he once had and put on Instagram and things like that, because he got the RICO law, then he got possession of a firearm while being a convicted felon, and he also got furthering drugs, furthering of drug trafficking offenses, furthering meaning they believe he financing it. They believe he financing it probably behind the scenes. He not out there publicly doing it where he on the block doing it, but they believe his money is financing the drug empire for the gang. Now, The leader of their gang, who is called Dick Wolf, he in Auburn Correctional Facility. They wiretapped his whole cell and everything. So all in conversations, and we know when you talking in prison, you know, they already let you know your phones are being recorded. So other people that's on this indictment with Casanova 2 times, they talking with the gang leader and dropping information on what's going on to the gang leader about Casanova. Like, yeah, you know, he out there, you know, he stays strapped all the time. Matter of fact, one time at a poker game, this some of the conversation, you know, he had let off the shotgun and stuff like that. That's just little things they wanted you to know. It get a little deeper than that, according to FBI investigators, you know. So again, people saying if y'all don't make no sense, it's a RICO law. They want to show that there is a relation with Casanova and these people. And he actually claimed the gang, not only in his music, but as logos and all type of stuff, jury of the gang, and he on prison visits, visiting the leader of the gang. So that right there, signed, sealed, and delivered that. That right there is the RICO law. There you have it. You went and visit the leader of the gang in prison, and he indicted with everybody else. He probably got the people indicted because his cell is bugged. So you know, and you know, and let's just keep it real. Usually when you the leader of a gang and stuff like that, you prideful, you arrogant, you locked up for the rest of your life 9 times out of 10. So all you got to do is jack. You jacking away, bragging about who all you got on your team. One of them is a popular rapper. You know what I'm saying? And you just looking at how good you got it. You locked up for the rest of your life, so you want to make sure the finances out there steady coming in, you know, because ain't no telling when your water might get cut off, it might run dry. So you want to make sure, you know, that paper coming in on time like it's supposed to be. You know, let's just keep it real. That's exactly what's happening. Then you getting your other team them indicted with you. This go on all the time in indictments and RICO laws. Because for the most part, the prisons is what was controlling the streets. The prisons is what was controlling the streets and keeping it under order. And when you got all these gang leaders in prison for the rest of their life, but they still reaching out to the streets, they getting people indicted. They're getting people indicted. I mean, it's common sense. Let's say, for instance, I'm a drug leader. I'm a gang lord, a drug leader. I get indicted. 9 times out of 10, who I'm calling out to is still my pipeline. Because if I was somebody of importance and balling like they got me locked up as an under, I'm reaching out to people that's about something too. They know this. They go to school for this stuff. This common sense. He using his lifelines. Right now, this dude locked up in prison. Who is his lifelines he reaching out to? Who is his lifelines? So in the lifelines of reaching out to people, they know whoever he reaching out to got to be connected to him in some way, or he wouldn't be reaching out to him. These are his last resorts. So now you locked up. Now you're getting everybody else indicted too, who they didn't pick up in the round that they got you and whoever else they got with you the first time. That's why the things I know now, I don't care. You locked up in prison under Fed indictments and stuff like that, you can't call me. If you do find, you know how some people like, hey, they talking to other people like, hey, what's Maliki number? Then you get my number and you been indicted for drugs and gang, what? How you get this number? Oh yeah, you know I got it from some. I'm saying, okay, this is gonna be our last conversation. This is gonna be our last conversation. So, you know, when it's over, then guess what? This phone is gone. Throw that phone away and everything. That's how they get it. That's why you can't get around it. Nobody can get around it. You're not gonna get around no wiretap. I don't care who you are. You're not gonna get around no wiretap. Because whoever in your phone If they wiretapped, you wiretapped. So the only way you don't get wiretapped is you don't have no contacts in your phone. No contact in your phone, period. Because if you're dealing with your girl, you be like, well, my girl number in there. I don't really mess with nobody but my girl. But if your girl got a family member that's indicted and they in her contacts, that just connected you to the contact. So you wired too. We see this what a lot of people don't get, and I have to educate y'all on. We are fighting the war on terrorism. What makes the government strong is they foreknowledge being in advance of us. They're not on the same frequencies as us. They're not working with the same electronics and weaponry as we got. It won't be an even fight. This will be a total slaughter wipeout if it ever came down to be it. They're not waiting for the new iPhone to come out. They're not waiting for the new Galaxy to come out. Man, they been had that stuff. The only reason why we getting it because they done with it. They been done with it. They've been done with that stuff 5-10 years ago. It just seemed like it's new. Ooh, the new iPhone come. Oh man, y'all saw the new iPhone? The government? CIA? The Pentagon? Man, we been done with that 15 years ago. Y'all just getting it. Y'all on a different time than us. They operating like they on God time. Like, oh, we got them 10 years behind. They like 10 years behind. But they believe they on time. They really 10 years behind. They put a stop to this like in the 1900s, in the early 1900s, when the mob had the law enforcement outgunned. The law enforcement people had revolvers. The mafia had submachine guns. Wiping out law enforcement, wiping them out because they was outgunned. They was outmanned, outgunned. The government locked that down and promised not to never be behind a criminal organization like that ever again. They wasn't even trying to lock up the gangsters. It was an all-out war. The mob against law enforcement. It was an all-out war. It wasn't taking people to jail. They were killing you. The mob was killing them and they was killing the mob. You was lucky to get arrested in that war. And it ended with the government winning. But they made it their business. They got the upgrading on weaponry and they made it their business. We'll never be behind like this again. Ever. So this brother up under the RICO law, he got wiretaps on him. So this looking bad for this brother. This looking bad for this brother. This looking very, very bad for this brother. Why I'm seeing people on there talking about the case look weak. How the case look weak if you on a visitation with the gang leader and you under the RICO law for having knowledge and participation in the gang? You on that visiting list makes you guilty. You claiming his stars, his stripes, his symbol and logo makes you guilty. They got this man jewelry with gorillas with blood bandanas on. How could he say, I don't know them? I don't have no idea what they were doing. Dude, you on his visiting list. You went and visit him in jail. That's not including what that man locked up almost 23 hours a day. That's not including what that man was talking about in his cells. You don't think, if I'm the leader of a gang and I got a popular rapper on my squad, you don't think I'm bragging about that? You don't think I'm, come on, even though he trying to protect him at the same time, but don't know you hurting him at the same time. You like, well, look, he came visit me, but look, don't come visit me like this, man. Just stay out there, keep doing what you're doing, man. Don't come see me. I don't want nothing to happen to you. I don't want you to be hot, but it's too late. You came the first time. The first time was your last time. It's too late. It's too late. You know that man in there talking? They want company. That's why when y'all get grown, when y'all grown men and stuff like that, you still claiming gangs and you grown. That's terrible. That's terrible. When you become a father, when you become grown, all that stuff is irrelevant. God should be your leader. God should be your king. God should be. Nobody else. When you a man, you leave that stuff alone. The Bible say, when I was a child, I thought as a child. I act like a child. But when I became a man, I learned to put childish things away. I learned to put childish things away. And when you grown, all that stuff like that, no. 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 See, this right here, show him guilty. He representing his flag. They're going to use all this type of stuff on him. And all this stuff on the internet about that. And wiretaps going to be damaging. That visiting list, damaging. Damaging. And they going to make it. And they going to, look, this is an indictment. The feds got a 97% conviction rate when it comes to indictments. 97% conviction rate when it comes to indictments. They don't lose cases really, man. Period. They don't. This indictment ranges from drugs, murder, robbery, and his affiliation and representing it in any type of way. On music, posters, pictures, social media, or finds him guilty. Finds him guilty. That's crazy, man. That's crazy, but that's what it is, brothers and sisters. Stay up out of that game. Leave that stuff alone. Then he put a tweet up saying, since he been locked up, you know, the solution to all his problems would just be getting a hug from his children. I understand, but that's why you have to make sure you're a family man when you free. Even though you probably was doing that type of stuff, but you can't do them both. You can't be a father and in the streets. You can't be a father and involved in gangs. You can't be a father and involved in drugs. You can't be a father and a part of this type of stuff, because guess what? You're going to have to make a decision. And if you don't make that decision, then guess what? The gangs and streets going to make it for you. And you're not going to like the outcome. You're not going to like the outcome of it. So yeah, you're missing your kids now. Now they got to go without a father. 9 times out of 10, the woman you was with going to be with somebody else. 9 times out of 10, ain't nobody going to love and appreciate your children like you would, because they not theirs. And everything you built for and everything you were putting in them now would be handed over to another person. Y'all out there who free, learn from this stuff. Learn from this stuff. Y'all shouldn't be overgrown men in gangs still looking for acceptance and love and appreciation from the block and from the homies. When y'all get grown, those childish things should be put away. Stop allowing the devil to rob y'all of y'all freedom, y'all lives, y'all family and children, y'all health. Learn how to humble yourself. If y'all could worship, honor, and praise gang leaders, how much more the God who loved you, that died on the cross for all your sins? Ain't that simple? Ain't that silly? That's silly. But yet it's so simple at the same time. Why is it so easy to praise gang leaders of y'all that's either dead or doing life in prison? But when it comes to God, the Lord Jesus Christ, is always a problem. It's your boy Battle Truth. Ain't my judgment that's in question. It's yours.